Good morning. Good morning to each of you. I am Dr. Corrine Johnson, and I would like to welcome each of you on this morning to Grace for Today 5 Minute Devotions. And on this morning, our subject is going to be God is always at work in your life. Our key scripture is going to be coming from Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And I'm going to be reading it from the New Living Translation. And it says, "We know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them." So, where is your hope when your life is upside down? God doesn't promise us that every event in our lives is going to be good. He does not guarantee that everything will work out like we want it to work out, or that, would seem kind of like a fairy tale, right? If God allowed everything to work out the way we want it to work out. And so we have to understand that when it comes down to God, even though everything may not work out the way that we want it to, that doctor's report may not be positive. You may get a negative doctor's report. You may be in the midst of a financial struggle. And so, even in the midst of that, it doesn't always turn out the way that we want to, but it's going to work together for the good. Because we love God, if we are a believer, we're supposed to love God. So, God does promise to work everything, the good and the bad. He promises that He's going to work it out for our good. It's like putting a puzzle together. On its own, each piece doesn't look like much. But when all of the pieces are connected together, a beautiful picture appears. And so God can take all of the pieces of your life and make something wonderful out of it. God created the universe so He can work good from anything that's bad in your life. God will use confusion to teach wisdom. He will use frustration to develop patience. He will use pain to show comfort, disappointment to refine where we put our hope, and anger to remind us that some things in our world simply just aren't right. So, in every season of your life, God is moving you closer to Him. God is bigger than all of the bad stuff that happens in your life. Well, on this side of eternity, you will not have all the answers, but you can have something better: God's presence and His promise. So, truth is the answers may not necessarily bring peace, but you can be confident that God is working in your life. You can be confident that He is working everything together to be good for you. And so today, ask yourself the question: how is God working in my life? Ask yourself that question. Even that you may be going through some confused things in your life, God is teaching wisdom. Somebody may be frustrating you. A situation may be frustrating you. God is developing patience. The doctor's report may be negative. He may use that pain to show comfort. Disappointment, God will use it to refine us. So we'll know to put our hope and our trust in Him, and knowing, just as the scripture told us this morning, that we know that God causes everything to work together for the good. So, how He causes it to work together, it may not turn out the way you want it, but He's working it together for your good. And so on this morning, thank you all so much for tuning in and joining with me for Grace for Today 5-minute devotions. God bless you. Go forth on today and have a blessed day.